The Merchant Services tab is a great place to start learning about how to use PayPal for your business. And you can easily generate simple HTML buttons that allow you to sell products on your website. These can be added to any web page quickly and easily. You'll see right here at the top section that there are quick and easy links that take you to these buttons. So what I'll do is I'm going to create a button for you, and I have a web page that I'd like to put a button on so that I can sell a product. First of all, let me show you exactly what that web page looks like. I have this page, which is also saved in your exercise files for an actual sample product page. Now, this is a very elementary, simple page, but the purpose of this demonstration is to show you how straightforward it is to add a payment option. I'd like to sell this purple plush gorilla monkey and actually allow people to pay for it with PayPal. At the moment, all I have is a simple web page and a photograph. So what I'll do is I'll go back over to PayPal and I will create a button for this. So I'm going to click on Make a Buy It Now button. I want to explain a few things to you about buttons. The add cart and donation and purchase buttons are all pretty much created in a similar fashion. You'll go through the same steps and processes in order to make them. Some of the buttons have a little more power to them than others, such as the add cart button, which allows you to put an add cart option on your web page and allow multiple items to be purchased at once. A buy now button, which is what we're about to create, is for a single payment option on a web page, whereas the add cart button is for people who want to sell multiple items off of the same website. So right now, let's just start with this basic button and we'll go through the steps in making one. So the first step is to select the type of button, which we've discussed just a moment ago, and you have various options, which you see here. And I'm going to go ahead and type in a short name, which is just a descriptive for what it is. And optionally, you can use an ID number. That's if you have an inventory control number like XYZ or something like that. And then put the price in. Then you can add some additional customization. You can add a drop-down menu with price options. So if you have different sizes of monkeys and you want to sell them at different prices, you can do that. You can add additional drop-down menus as well. If you want to add some additional drop-down menus, you can see some examples of what they look like, such as small, medium, or large, and those will be available as well. You can add a text field to the option as well. So if you're wanting to add a text field for something like engraving or personalization or maybe even a gift card, you can certainly do that. We're just going to keep it pretty simple at this point, and we're not really going to make too many changes, but you have the ability to customize the appearance of the button. So if you want to use a smaller button, you can make it tinier. If you want to display credit card logos, which I definitely want to do, you can do that as well. And you can change what the text will say, either pay now or buy now. You can also do something really clever, which is you can upload your own button image. So if you want to use your own colored button or your own graphic, you can do that as well. Then you can specify a shipping amount. So in addition to the cost of the item, you can indicate how much it costs for shipping. So I can put that here as well. And the tax rate. So if there's sales tax, you can put that in there. You have additional features here which you can explore later and learn more about them, but I'm going to go to step 2 and we're going to take a look at what's involved in step 2. If you want to track inventory and make sure that you don't oversell an item, you can do that. And if you want to track your cost on an item and keep track of the profits and losses you're making, you can do that as well. Let's scroll to the next section, which is advanced features, and we'll read through those as well. So if you're an advanced user, you might want to allow people to do a few other things with the button, such as change the order quantities, which I definitely want to do. And you can add options such as special messaging. So if you want your customers to be able to add some special instructions like gift wrapping, maybe personalization, you can do that here. And you definitely need an address to ship the item. But if you were selling digital goods, like through an email, you wouldn't need that, so you could turn that off. In this next section, you can take customers to a custom URL or web page whenever they decide to cancel their checkout. So you might want to encourage them to change their mind or something like that. And when someone's finished with checkout, then you can go ahead and take them to a success page. So if you've made a custom web page for something that says, hey, thank you very much for placing this order. We really appreciate it. Consider buying some of our other items. And you can take them to a page like that. There are some other features here which we won't cover in this lesson. These are things that you can learn on your own if you want to dive deeper. But basically, that's it for creating a basic button. Once you've done that, you have two choices. If you're going to sell the product through email, like if you want to email somebody an invoice and say, hey, would you like to buy this item, you can send them a URL. Now, this is pretty handy because if you wanted to just shoot someone an email and say, hey, buy this now, here's a link, you can do that. We're going to embed this code into our website. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and copy the code, and I'll go ahead and copy it and put it into my web page. Now I'm going to flip back over to Dreamweaver. Now, as a reminder, Dreamweaver is not the only tool you can use to make web pages. In fact, there's tons of different ways to make websites and web pages. So you basically just need to understand the basics of HTML. So I'm going to flip over to the code view so you can see what it looks like. And this is what the actual code looks like in the page. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that button into the table data section, which is right here. And I'll go ahead and show it to you. So you can now see that I've pasted the code directly from PayPal right into this web page, and it will appear as a payment button. Now I'll flip back over to design and make sure it looks good, which it does. And I'll save the page. And now I can take a look at it. Now I have gone ahead and saved this page into my exercise folder here on the computer. And you can see the sample button page that I've created. There you go. You have a handy button there and a web page that shows you that you can purchase the item. You can now upload this page directly to your web server, and people can start seeing it online and making purchases. Once they click the Buy Now button, they'll be transported magically over to the PayPal site where they can then sign in and pay for and purchase this plush gorilla doll. For the average business person, this is how you'll be making use of PayPal on your website. The discussion about using shopping cart systems and the PayPal API is a more complicated one that's beyond this essential training. These tools will get you started quickly and painlessly with adding PayPal buttons on your website.